Hi everyone, I just did a collab with RHR Jen and here it is. I hope you enjoy it. But before we begin, here's the intro. Welcome to Revealing the Narc. Join me as I highlight narcissistic traits in celebrities and public figures. Everything here is in my opinion and not professional advice. If you enjoy the analysis, please like and subscribe. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and guess who's joining me? Hi RHR Jen.
Hi, it's so good to be back. I love your channel. I'm a big fan.
I'm a big fan of yours. I'm so glad you're here. And actually, whenever I say I'm so glad you're here,
Mhm.
it's like you say that all the time.
Well, I mean, we share the same brain. We figured that out last time we chatted, right? So I'm
Yeah.
so glad you're here, but thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So I wanted to talk about a couple of things.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest story right now is that the trailer for Megan's cooking, gardening, entertaining show was released just a couple of days ago.
Hmm.
And a lot of people have done analysis of the trailer itself, but
Yeah.
I kind of want to talk about the origins of Megan's cooking.
I think that's such a good idea, and I'm so excited to get into this. Can you tell? Like now, I'm showing myself on camera. You can see my expressions. I get so into this stuff. So yay! Yes, let's talk about it.
Okay, so there is this personality or this identity that Megan has taken on, this foodie thing. And for whatever reason, I don't buy it. Do you buy it? Does she look like a foodie to you?
Not at all. No, I don't buy it. I think it's again, you're the expert here, not me, but I just have this feeling it's something to latch a personality to, and it's probably gotten her attention in the past. So yeah, I think it's just all to do with that. That's my opinion.
I I think so too. And actually my suspicions are they go I don't know, maybe we need to put tinfoil hats on. But actually, I think I'm pretty on the right track about this.
Mhm.
So, Megan's ex-boyfriend and
Yes.
potentially ex-fiance,
Mhm.
allegedly,
Mhm.
his name is Corey Vitiello,
Yes.
and he is a really well-known chef in Toronto. I think that this foodie personality came up sometime before she met Corey. Do you do you think that that's something she did?
I do. I think everything she does is calculated, and I think this was a smaller version of the what do you call it? The con she pulled on Harry. I think it's all very calculated. I really do.
I
I think
absolutely
you
and
feel the
that's
same? Uh-huh.
I do. And actually, I think this is a good thing to talk about because it shows us a lot of us wonder, "How did Harry fall for it so quickly?"
Mhm.
Well, we can see her pattern,
Yes.
and her pattern is, in my opinion, she spots who it is, and
Mhm.
she tries to figure out how to, in quotation marks, "ensnare" that person.
Absolutely. I think it's all about manipulation and selling herself. I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
Mhm.
And then, just kind of on a side note, but with her relationship with Corey,
Mhm.
she seemed to keep it very secretive. Like,
Yes.
there was a Valentine's Day post, I think, where she was with him, but she made it seem like she was single.
Yes. So I looked into this because I was very curious about the same thing. The only interesting thing I could find was his mother Joanne had commented something about him being very private. But do you think that was to hmm, I'm thinking it out loud. Was it retroactively to cover? But she wouldn't have covered for Megan, but I'm saying to protect her son? I don't know. I find that very interesting. But we've heard the rumors and the theories that she overlapped, and we'll get into the potential other overlaps
But
too.
let's be real. If Megan didn't want it private, she'd
Mhm.
call Backgrid.
Yes, exactly.
So, Megan, in my opinion, Megan herself wanted that relationship hush hush. And I
Yes.
don't understand. I don't really know why. Maybe she knew that this was just a stepping stone.
Mhm.
She had her sights on something bigger, but for that moment, Corey was the means to an end.
I think you're spot on. I think you're exactly it. She probably saw it as a stepping stone, and yeah, I think you're nailing it. I think that's what it is too. Now, when I researched this, I found where she had talked about him in the TIG. She called him her very favorite chef. And what I started thinking about with that, I was trying to think about it from your point of view, or from, from the stuff that you cover, and how good you are with the narcissism stuff. And I started thinking, by saying it like that, it's making it about her and making it seem like she has the ability to know a good chef versus a bad chef. Whereas somebody like me, I'm honest, I don't cook. I don't know. I don't, But if you're saying, oh, of all the chefs, this one is my favorite, it puts her in the center and makes her almost an authority, like, I guess, to the people that don't think about it. So I,
It's
yeah,
and actually, I'm glad you said that because in the future, I do wanna do a video about that post because that is Megan love bombing.
that is Megan love bombing. I
And
thought the
this is
same thing.
and this is Megan love bombing in public.
Mhm. You're
So
exactly.
imagine and if you read that description of that she's giving of Corey,
Mhm.
I mean, that you can understand how someone may melt like butter for a woman that's talking like that, you know? I'm
Absolutely.
Yeah, she and it's, like, over the top with the compliments
Yes.
and actually this leads me into our next topic.
Yeah.
So, another time that
Mhm.
Megan has given great accolades to someone is when she created a post about the golfer Rory McIlroy. Do you
Yes.
remember that?
Oh, I definitely do that ALS challenge, is that what you mean?
Yes, and in
ALS? Mhm.
fact, while I was researching all of this that we would talk about, I found
Mhm.
this article and it's from 2022.
Mhm.
It is based off of excerpts from Tom Bauer's book Revenge, and it's actually from Revenge that stimulated my interest in this topic. And the title is Meghan Markle flirted with Rory McIlroy, used him to promote herself in the book.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna skip over a lot of it, but basically what I want to emphasize is that at the time that she was flirting with this golfer, Rory McIlroy, she was with Corey. And
Mhm.
so much so that it says here her boyfriend demanded to know whether she had cheated on him with the champion golfer.
Mm.
The way they met is that McElroy, he unexpectedly nominated her for the Ice Bucket Challenge, and she insisted that she would do it if he was the one that came and dumped the ice on her.
Yes.
And then when he did actually throw the ice on her, one of her glowing things that she said publicly about McElroy was, and he only poured half of it on me. Oh, I I don't know why that is so frustrating to
Yes.
me.
Oh, no, I get it. It's just, yeah, it's just her. Everything's about her, and yeah. Yeah, no, yeah.
Okay, so according also to Tom Bauer, is that she wanted to promote herself and she wanted there to be photos of her published with McElroy.
Yes, because he's hot. I mean, he's a hot I don't mean looks, I'm talking about, like, hot, he was hot on the golf scene. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
he had just won something. Sorry,
Uh-huh.
guys, I don't know golf.
I can
And
help, though. Oh, go ahead,
okay,
though, please. No, no, please, go ahead, uh-huh.
so go ahead and say what
Yeah,
you were gonna
I
say.
just know a little bit about this that I probably shouldn't know. So, I remember getting fascinated about the time I read Revenge, that's how I always say it, the Tom Bauer book, "Revenge," say it with me, "Revenge."
Revenge.
There you go. You have to pull up your fist and say, "Revenge." Okay, so I have some notes here. So I just said, yes, she insisted that he dumped the water on her himself. It was allegedly done at a friend's place in New York City. Then the rumors were that he was staying at a nearby hotel. They believe it was the Fitzpatrick. They went and had drinks there, and then met up with a bunch of friends for dinner at, I never say this name right. Is it Cipriani, however you say that. This is of note because he went on to play a golf tournament right after. I believe it was actually the next day. He did so poorly. He came in wanna say it was like 101st place, and they made him answer for it, and when he did, he said he enjoyed himself.
Oh my
So
gosh.
you use your imagination there. I don't know what that means. We don't know, but sounds like they enjoyed themselves. Tom Bauer did reference this in the book and said Corey was very suspicious of it. She continued to deny it, so he just chose to believe her. Anyway, that's the part I
And
know.
that's
Mhm,
another thing here, right? So she is able the evidence is in front of Corey,
mhm. But if
and
she's
she's
love
able to
bombing him and
exactly. And
she
this shows you when, I don't know, something would come up in the public about Megan, and Harry would be like, "Is this true?"
Mhm.
She just this
No,
is a pattern.
that's right. No, they always lie about me. No, I would never. Yeah, I
Oh
think
my
so.
goodness. Oh
I
my
think
goodness.
so.
So then this leads me to another event that happened between Rory and Megan. So in
Mhm,
this story, this is happening in New York City. I think we can assume that Corey is not there. He's in Toronto. The
mhm.
next episode of this soap opera, if you want to
Uh-huh.
call it that, happens in Ireland, in
Mm,
Dublin, actually. So Megan was able to secure a slot to speak at the One Young World Conference in Dublin.
mhm,
And before she went, she sent a message to one of McElroy's friends saying that she's going to be heading over there.
mhm.
And allegedly, Megan and Rory flew on a jet paid by McElroy. Can you believe that?
I remember hearing the same. Allegedly, but yeah, I remember hearing this.
And then
But
it
yet
says
able to convince Corey, "No, no, 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 they're wrong. I wouldn't."
I know. Oh my gosh. And then it was said that Megan and McElroy had dinner together. They were seen
Mhm,
looking smitten. There was a newspaper article that was posted, and Corey saw this and was annoyed about it. He
mhm,
asked Megan again, "Has there been an affair?" And she said no. And actually, the next day, the Megan's agent called the newspaper and they changed the article to say that Megan and Corey are madly in love, and they've been
mm.
sewn at the hip the entire time they were in Ireland.
I have a theory on this because
Mhm.
that way she gets to win twice. She still has her name in the paper of, "She's with Rory? What?" But also, "Wait, no, she's with Corey." You know what I mean? She doesn't care if people think, "Oh," because then she's so interesting that people can't resist her. That's just my theory, you know?
Oh my goodness. I mean,
Like, she
I
wins twice because she gets her name in the paper twice, and she gets to play victim, her favorite thing.
yeah.
"They're
Yeah,
smearing
look at all
me."
the lies they're saying about me.
Uh-huh, exactly.
Meanwhile,
It's
she's guilty of it. My gosh.
that's
Oh,
it.
man.
It's interesting to see her working like this before we see it really in action.
Absolutely. And I think that's why it's important to study Megan's behavior. There are a lot of people that say, like, why are you even giving her airtime? Why are you giving her screen time? She is the best person to study toxic behavior and narcissism, in my opinion. Like, to me, every time you see her out in public, that is a teachable moment for all of us
Yeah,
because it's so, she's, she is so narcissistic. I haven't seen anything like it, like, she can't hide it. It, like,
yeah.
oozes from her pores.
1,000,000%. I mean, we'll get into the Netflix trailer, but we just got that trailer that's you would think would be edited, but you can't hide it. Even in the edit, you can't hide she can only think about herself. You could tell even with the friends, her smile wasn't reaching her eyes because I think she's always thinking, "Me, me, 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 me." You know what I mean? Like, she can't engage like a normal person. Like, when you and I were talking before we hit record, we're laughing and asking about each other and stuff like normal friends do. I don't think she can. I think it's just me, 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 me. So,
Yeah, I mean, the world revolves around her and, she has no boundaries, so
yeah,
everyone is an extension of her, and they're present in order to give her some type of benefit.
I think
That's
you're
it.
spot on.
And so we'll talk more about the trailer in the
Oh,
video
yeah,
that we'll
sorry.
do for your channel. That's gonna be
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited because I know you've done a couple of takes on it, but I had some more ideas we could bounce off each other because I just have so many more thoughts about this trailer. So yeah, we will. Thank you. Yeah, you guys can definitely check it out on RHR Jen soon.
Yeah, that's gonna be really fun. So I will leave in the description box the link for Jen's page. If you're not
Thank
subscribed
you.
to her, go over there. You're in for some major treats.
I so appreciate that. You have been one of my favorite things to come from the channel. I've met so many cool creators such as yourself, and I love and if you're not familiar, we call ourselves the flock. Like it's a bunch of somebody told me I sound like a drunk goose. So ever since then, I honk all the time, and we talk about the flock. That's what we mean. So you're very much a member of the flock. So
Oh,
thank
thank
you.
you. That's
Yes.
exciting. So also there are rumors about, well, I don't know if they're rumors or not, but or if they're factual, that Megan really took credit for a number of Corey's recipes. Have you heard that also?
I certainly have, and I'm excited to discuss it with you because I've done some homework. It's wild. I've heard several instances, but there's one in particular that jumps out. If you want to talk about it, have you heard about the lemon olive oil cake?
No, I
Oh.
haven't.
Oh, allow me. Okay. So this is something that she wears as a badge of honor. I believe now, see, this is the part I should have looked up. I forgot. I want to say maybe even she served it for one of the kids' birthdays, or she said that Lily loves the lemon olive oil cake, something like that. I don't know, but it's come up repeatedly for Megan, this lemon olive oil cake to the point where she put it in a charity cookbook before as her recipe. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So there are I have to say allegedly speculations that she allegedly accessed his hard drive and had taken supposedly several recipes. I only found speculation. I couldn't find specific proof. So you take that with a grain of salt, but that's a possibility. Regardless, I couldn't find public statements about it, but what I did find is Corey himself has a cookbook out and it's called Dad in the Kitchen. It's about family recipes. He put it out in 2020, and when he talked about this specific lemon and olive oil cake, that doesn't sound like a super common cake to me. He said he had been making it for 20 years. So if you do
Oh
that
my
math, that would be
gosh.
2000. Yeah. So he's been
Oh,
making it. This is just my speculation. I have no proof. Here's my guess. He probably doesn't want anything to do with her or want to talk about it at all. But can you imagine you're a chef and somebody's taking I mean, I've seen people take your work before. You know what I mean? People take your work and try to pass it off as their own. It's infuriating. So he's this chef that came up with this recipe that apparently is supposed to be delicious. She's allegedly taking credit for it. If that's the case, that would make you so mad. So the fact that he pointed out he's been making it for 20 years, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I think that's his little way of saying, I see you. I've been making this for 20 years, So, what are your thoughts? What do you think?
I mean, I I think that was a purposeful thing to say that he's been making it for 20 years.
Yep,
And this is just another piece of evidence that shows Megan uses people as stepping stones.
that's it. I think you are
She
spot on.
she takes what she can,
Mhm.
and she knew, if she has a foodie persona, she needs to be able to cook.
That's it.
Well, in her opinion, because 'cause I'm a foodie and I don't know how to cook. I just
Yeah.
know how to pick what food to eat.
I like
I'm
to
really good
enjoy
at
the food.
picking.
Yeah.
I'm I'm really good at ordering food.
Great. Let's go to dinner and yeah, you can teach me your skills. You
We'll
can
take
order
one of
food with me.
everything.
Perfect. Done. Let's go. No, you're right. Can you imagine though? Like again, I don't know anything about food. I don't cook. I don't even pretend. Just the idea of olive oil and what was it, lemon cake? That to me doesn't sound like something that just your average home cook is going to think of. That sounds like a chef inspired thing to me. So just my logic tells me, oh, there's something there. If she didn't get it from him, she got it from Betty Crocker book or whatever, some obscure book that she found, some pretentious obscure book probably,
And then
and
the audacity to take this and claim to make it as a birthday cake for your child.
that's what I need. If you don't mind, let me double check. I believe that's the cake that she made. Well, I think that was a thing. Is that yeah? Let me I can look this up in 2 seconds. Let's see. See, and then there's articles. Some of them call it Corey's cake. Some of them call it Megan's cake.
Yeah, we know the
Oh, yeah.
truth behind that.
Yes, exactly. So here's an article from Hello Magazine. Here, I'll just show it to you right here. Hello Magazine saying Meghan Markle's wholesome treat for Archie and Lily revealed. So she makes it for those kids, or she says she does. She makes it for the kids. You decide what you want to do there. But and if that's the case, how messed up is that? And do you think Harry's so dim he just doesn't realize? Like, if you had a famous chef, if you used to be married to Gordon Ramsay or dating Gordon Ramsay, and you said, "I love to make beef Wellington for my children," wouldn't your current partner be like, "Well, that's weird. That's kind of what Gordon Ramsay's known for." What weird example, but you get what I'm saying.
She turns it around and was like, "No, I taught him.
There you go. That's
That's
what
what
it
she's
is.
doing."
You
That's
got
what
it.
and we see kind of that kind of behavior when like what we were talking about with Corey and Rory, how manipulative she is. And really like she has no shame. Like and
No,
I don't know if that's the right way to translate it cuz in the
sure.
culture that I am, you say, that person has no shame.
Uh-huh.
Where and it's almost like what's the word I'm thinking of? Oh my gosh, it was just on the tip of my tongue.
When I hear you have no shame, it means you have no scruples, no morals, or no well, you cannot be shamed, meaning you'll do whatever,
Yeah, there's
like,
nothing that'll
they'll arrest
embarrass
you.
you.
Yes,
There's
that's it.
nothing
You'll
that'll embarrass you.
yes,
Yeah. Oh
that's
my gosh. And you know what? Just before we started recording, we had
mhm.
another reference to the lily cake.
Oh, yeah,
Should
we
we
did.
talk about that really quick?
Please, I'd love to.
Okay, so when so everyone that's listening, you guys are going to get kind of a sneak peek into what we talk about off camera.
Yeah.
And of course, it's lots of theories and speculation, and we're still trying to figure it out. And if any of you know anything, please drop that in the comments. But we were talking about Megan and her consistent use of the flowers called peonies. And I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Um, and
That's
I'm
how I
probably,
think they're pronounced too.
and
I believe peonies. Yeah,
if it's wrong, it's going to be wrong for the rest of this episode.
that's fine.
so,
I've been wrong before.
and the reason that I brought that up or that we started talking about it was because I remembered when I was going through Spare,
Mhm,
at the end of their first date, Harry picked up the check and Megan said to him, "Okay, since you're paying for the dinner, I will send peonies to Violet, who set us up."
mhm.
And Megan, every single move she makes is calculated.
Very much.
So why is that? Why was she so like ordinary people would be like, okay, well, I'll send her flowers, but
Yes.
she specified peonies.
Mhm.
Why? And then there's also other times that she's mentioned the peonies flower. What
Yes.
what do you think about it, Jen?
Well, and to tie your point together, the other mention that we found, because we've kind of fell down a rabbit hole. Here's an interesting not interesting, here's a weird fact about me. I'm not a flowers person in general, but on my live stream right before all this came out, somebody asked me, "Hey, Jen, what kind of flowers do you like?" I said, "I'm not really a flower person, but I've always loved peonies. It's just something that's caught my attention. I associate it with England itself because there are I don't know much about flowers, but from what I could tell, there's some varieties that are specific to England, and I personally love England, so I just think they're gorgeous, so I'm kind of drawn to them. Well, so we started talking about it, and then we realized we started doing some Googling. She put it all over Lily's cake, which I find very odd. But there seems to be some sort of tie. The only thing I could think of, I was like, why do I know what peonies are? It sounds silly. I used to watch Gossip Girl, and I remember Blair would specifically talk about peonies, and that's how I learned about it. So it's trendy, but I don't know what is the tie. What do you guys think in the comments? I'm going to come back and read the comments because I want to know what the tie is. Do you think it's Diana like? Do you think it's? I tried to see if Catherine had been associated. And there's a little bit of association. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something that's manipulative. We just haven't figured out what it is.
Yeah. We
There
did
it's
find
just
that
too
I'm so sorry, go ahead. Uh-huh.
it's just too much of a she's drawn to it too much. There has to be a purpose behind it, in my opinion.
1,000%. And so you had an excellent idea. I wonder if Diana was ever associated with that. And I said, I don't know. So we started looking. We couldn't find it. I still have a suspicion, but we did find where she left peonies for Diana as well. So could it be something personal to Harry? I don't know flowers, so forgive me. This might sound real dumb. It's fine. I've been dumb before. It's fine. But I don't know if like if it's one of those designer flowers, it just wasn't a thing so much back then, when Diane, not that, in the 80s, I don't know, maybe people didn't just talk about peonies. Maybe it's a hybrid. I don't know. Maybe they've been around for 100 years. I literally don't know flowers, but I'm saying maybe it just became a trendier thing maybe in the 2000s, and so she just decided to make it hers. But I'm with you. There's got to be a reason. Could the I don't know, could she had to have known it before though. If you're to your point, if she said it on the first date with him.
Whatever it was, the goal was to have some sort of like guttural reaction in Harry. Like it has to be something very significant to Harry.
Had to have.
So
But
that's
it
why
had
we
to have
were,
been public enough for her to find out unless Violet told her some inside scoop.
or maybe Princess Eugenie, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why we were thinking, like, what are the things that are important to Harry? And military service is one. So we
Mhm,
did a quick look for that. We couldn't really find anything. I
mhm.
wonder if there's any relation to Afghanistan. I don't
Oh,
know. Um,
no.
yeah, just something to think about. And again, like all of you that are watching, if you have any thoughts or ideas, we would love to hear about it. And let's close this mystery. Let's figure out, why is she so obsessed with peonies?
That's right. I'm with you. Yeah. Yeah, because it's gonna be something, and it's gonna be like, "That's what it is."
Yeah.
I'm with you, and normally I would go for the Diana route. My other thought was maybe, and I don't know, maybe this is before she decided she wasn't gonna like Her Majesty the late Queen, which I can't even say that sentence because I love her. But, before she made up her mind she wasn't gonna like her, maybe she found out that was important to the Queen. I don't know, something like that. I doubt it, but, something like that. Because I did when I was researching, they said they do use them in some of the fancy event bouquets and stuff, around the royal households and stuff. So I wonder, but Harry's dim. It had to have been something bigger than that because he wouldn't know, oh, that's peonies. He just wouldn't. I don't think he'd associate it. So it
It
had
ha-
to have been something specific.
yeah, that's what I think too. It had to be something that like I said before, like it would be a guttural reaction for him. Like there has to be something very significant.
The only other just thinking outside the box thing I can think of is it was trendy for a little bit. So maybe she thought think Goop, something like that. I'm sure things like that would talk about it, so maybe from that aspect, but I'm with you. She wouldn't go out of her way on that date because Harry doesn't know trends. I was thinking more of why she would stick it on a child's birthday cake. But, yeah, I'm with you. It had to have been an actual thing. I just find that
It
so
could
odd.
also be that she's trying to show that she's some refined woman and it could be something like that too.
It could be. It could be.
But
There's
I
always
just
an
feel,
ulterior motive.
yeah, there's a reason why she specifically mentioned the flowers.
And why they repeatedly come up because you and I spent a good 15 minutes Googling everything we could associate with peonies. And every time we'd look it up, anytime you type in like royal family peonies, it would bring back up Megan. So she wants to be associated with this flower for a reason.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh, this is excellent.
Yeah.
How interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So to close out this
Mhm.
show, let's talk a little. Let me ask you some really funny questions. And
Yay.
yeah, let's do this.
Okay.
Okay. So most of these questions are related to the trailer that she just released. Okay. So here's the first one.
Okay.
What do you think is Megan's secret ingredient in every dish?
Her hair. I say that as somebody with a whole lot of hair, but the joke I made on my stream the other day is the difference is when I carry food, my hair's back and I'm holding it away from me. In that picture, oh, in fact, if you'll allow me, I can pop it right on screen. That picture that we got, so revealing. I was wondering if I could maybe serve you a nice bowl of something that
Oh
if
gosh.
it'd be tasty like this. Would you like a nice bowl of vegetables or whatever she's carrying there?
Mm.
It's the hair. This hair bothered me so much. And again, I can relate, but I swear if I'm in the kitchen, it's not down like this. It's tied up or tucked behind me or something. Even if I don't have anything to tie it up with, it's in the back of my shirt. I'm not carrying food around like this because it's gross. So hair,
Yeah.
that's her secret ingredient. What do
And
you Yeah, what do you
I
think?
mean, so I don't know why I immediately went to the tears of her enemies.
Ooh, excellent. That's it. That's good.
So I have to tell you, I know that I sent these questions to you before.
Mhm.
I didn't I sent them to you, but I haven't looked at. Okay, so let's go to the next one.
Uh-huh.
If Megan could be any item that's in her kitchen, what would
Uh-huh.
she be?
If you'll allow me some liberty on this one, I had so much fun with this question, I came up with 2 things.
Okay, go for it. Yeah,
Okay,
I'd love to hear it.
okay. So my main answer, if I can only pick one, is she would be a self-stirring pot. So she's always stirring things up. She's making sure she's the center of attention. She's stirring up the drama. That's what she is. My second answer would be not all kitchens, but a lot of kitchens have some sort of mirrored something, whether it's a direct mirror or something mirrored in it, she'd be that. So that way she could play, look at me cooking. So it'd be some sort of mirrored object. But if you could get a self-stirring pot that's mirrored, done. That's what she is.
That is excellent. That is excellent. I I don't know why I immediately picture. I think they're called meat tenderizers.
Oh, yes.
Like, she just pounds and pounds and pounds at people.
That's it. Harry won't do what she wants. She's like, yes, you will.
Yeah.
We're moving to California.
And
That's
along those same notes, what kitchen item would Megan think that Harry would be?
So again, I gave this one a lot of thought, and when I came up with this one was I just thought, what's an annoying object? He would be a can opener, like one of those big old style can openers where sometimes he's a useful tool, but mostly he's in the way and just kind of annoying, and sometimes it just kind of collapses. So yeah, I think he's a can opener. What do you think?
I think either soggy paper towels or a soggy sponge.
Perfect. I like your answer better. Let's go with that.
No, I love yours too. These are
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
You had such good questions. I truly had fun answering these, so it's good,
These
yeah.
are I love doing these.
I do
I love
too.
that. It's so fun.
I
Okay,
do.
so if Megan herself was a secret ingredient, what type of flavor would she bring to a dish?
Alright, I'm gonna answer this, but I'm gonna ask you and all the viewers, please don't hate me. I do not like this ingredient, but I know that a lot of people do. You ready? I gotta pick cilantro. I'm one of those people that taste dish soap when I taste cilantro, so of course it's gotta be that. I hate cilantro, and she always talks about dish soap, so cilantro.
Okay. I thought of so I went because I thought of like specific flavors
Oh, okay, uh-huh.
and I thought bitter.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
I thought
good.
if she was an ingredient and she was added to it would just immediately it's bitter.
Just be bitter. Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good. I'm sticking with my dish soap though. Come on.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
that's
was
perfect for her.
it is. That's perfect.
It annoys a lot of people, that ingredient. It tastes like dish soap. It's Meghan Markle.
And Meghan Markle is already associated with dish soap,
That's
so
right. That's
it's
it.
perfect.
She'll tell you the story 100,000 times.
And what about Harry? If Harry was a secret ingredient, what type of flavor what secret ingredient do you think he could be, or what type of flavor do you think he would bring to a dish?
Okay, so for him, it's not I don't know if it's a secret ingredient, but his ingredient is he's tofu because he's bland and he's unappealing. Sorry to people who like tofu. He's boring and bland and doesn't have much of his own flavor. What do you
So
think?
I'm not a cook, okay? So I
Okay,
could get this completely wrong.
that's okay.
But what about like unflavored gelatin?
Oh, it's good.
Like
Yeah,
it's no flavor and it's just
unappealing.
there. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
That's kind of what I went to.
That's perfect. I love it. That's
And
good.
the last question,
Uh-huh.
if Megan wasn't the chef, but she had to play any other character or personality on this Netflix show, What character would she be?
Okay, so again, if you'll give me some liberty, I had fun with this one too. I came up with 2 answers for her. So this isn't so much a character, but my first thought is, oh, she's going to be the director. She's going to tell everybody what to do and boss them around. But I think if we're going character, here's what I chose. Since I'm using the word cosplaying because I don't believe that she does the beekeeping thing. Um,
Mhm.
but since she's cosplaying as a beekeeper, I would say she would be the queen bee from that hive because that's just Megan, right? She'd have to be in charge and it'd have to be all about her. So queen bee from the hive.
That's amazing.
Oh, thanks.
That's amazing.
Thanks.
So you had a second one also?
Oh, yeah, the director was my first
Oh,
one.
the
Yeah, yeah,
director
yeah.
was
That's okay. But then I realized that's not really a character. I don't think that's what you're looking for. So I changed it to queen bee.
I mean, the director, that's a great answer too.
Oh, thanks. I mean, it's her. I think she probably did it anyway. Like, I'm going to stand right here and I'm going to do this and I'm going to wear this. I
Yeah.
doubt she listened to anybody else. So, what are your
S
thoughts?
so
Yeah.
I think if Megan wasn't the chef, but she had to be someone else, she'd be
Mhm.
the chef's boss.
That's good. So what kind of things would she tell the chef to do? Cook
Well,
it better.
she would be the whoever she was the person that taught the chef, and she's the chef's
Oh,
boss.
there you
Yeah,
go.
that's who she is. And
That's
everything
good.
he's doing is wrong, and she's gonna call Netflix and get him fired.
That's
It's his fault that this is failing.
that's it. That's it. If you were asking me about the polo thing, it would have been the same thing. It's somebody else's fault that it's failing. It's not that they picked a really stupid subject. Yeah, absolutely. Always somebody else's fault for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Excellent
Well,
questions. That was fun.
thank you
Thank you.
so much. So,
Yeah.
Jen, I would love to talk
Mhm.
to you again because, well, I mean, we just have such a good time.
Yeah.
And I think we have some interesting moments coming soon, starting January 15. So,
Absolutely.
I sense a lot of conversation between the two of us.
I look forward to it, and you better believe I will be stalking you around that well, always, but yeah, around that time to we gotta talk. Yeah, like, "Can you
Yeah.
believe this?" Yeah.
Yeah,
For
we
sure.
gotta talk. Okay, everyone. So thank you for being here. I'm going to drop RHR Jen's YouTube link in the description of this video. I highly recommend you follow her. She is amazing. She's
Thanks.
also I said follow. So she's on X and she's on YouTube also.
Mhm.
And yeah, I want to thank you all for being here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and if you do come over to my channel, I interviewed probably, like, a month ago or 2 months ago, something like that, so they can find our interview together on my channel too if you wanna go back and watch that. They missed it the first time. It was such a good conversation, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was great. That was
Yeah.
great.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Bye.